Welcome to the Issuer Operational Performance Profile, or IOPP, for Ginnie Mae single-family issuers. This demonstration will provide an overview of the tool as currently designed to provide you, the issuer, with a glimpse of what you will see when you initially log into the system. When you initially access the tool, you will be presented with your issuer's summary dashboard. Using the tabs at the bottom of the screen, you have the ability to change between the issuer's program type. You also have the ability to change between absolute and relative tier scoring using the drop-down menu at the top of the page. Absolute tier scores, which the tool defaults to, are calculated based on benchmarks defined by Ginnie Mae. Absolute tier scores are displayed using color coding. Relative tier scores are calculated based on issuers' metric performance within the same peer group and do not use color coding. IOPP uses a variety of different metrics to measure each issuer's performance in two general areas: operations and default management. The summary dashboard presents the overall score as well as the tier ranking for each metric in both of these performance categories. These metrics are sourced from issuer-reported data. Therefore, the issuer has the opportunity to directly impact their performance profile. The overall scores are calculated utilizing the individual metrics tier rankings as well as predetermined weights set by Ginnie Mae based on the importance of the metric. We will define how the tier rankings are calculated shortly. Descriptions and calculation details of each metric are available in hover functionality on this dashboard as well as the operational and default dashboards. To the right, a graph is available to view a monthly and quarterly trend of the issuer's overall operational or default management scores. Details around each of these metrics are available in the operational and default tabs, as well as in the metric details pages. The metric details pages provide intermediate values leading up to metric calculations and can be accessed by selecting either an individual metric name to view details for that individual metric, or by selecting overall operational score to view details for all operational metrics. At the bottom of the metric details page, you can navigate through several pages of details for each of the metrics. To get back to the report, click on the Home tab in the browser. For the single-family program, you will have the ability to select overall default score, as well to view details for all default metrics. Next, we will navigate to the Operational Metrics dashboard. On this dashboard, you can see details surrounding each operational metric included in IOPP and also have the opportunity to change program types using the tabs at the bottom of the page. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will stay on single family. For each metric, the issuer's tier, the Platinum Standard, the issuer's peer group average, and individual score are available. For each operational metric, the tier calculation depends on whether the page is filtered for absolute or relative tiers. For absolute tiers, the raw metric score is compared to Ginnie Mae predetermined thresholds to determine if the value falls into the Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, or Tier 4 bucket. Relative tier scores are determined by force ranking the issuers into quartiles based on their performance with respect to the individual metric, whereby the top 25% of issuers are bucketed into Tier 1, the next 25% into Tier 2, the next 25% into Tier 3, and the final 25% into Tier 4. For binary metrics, only Tier 1 and Tier 4 are assigned. These tiers are what you saw on the summary dashboard and were utilized to calculate the overall absolute and relative tier scores. Next, the Platinum Standard is the average of the top 5 issuer performers in the peer group. The peer group average displays the average metric value within the issuer's peer group based on their pooled loan count and classification into depository or non-depository institutions in the single-family program. You can see the issuer's value for the given metric and compare the value to the peer group average provided. Metric details can also be viewed from the Operational Metrics dashboard by selecting the name of the metric. Next, the issuer can review its performance in various default management metrics, which is only available for issuers with active single-family portfolios. On the default dashboard, the issuer has access to much of the same information. The only difference is the peer group calculation is done a little differently. Here, the controlled peer group calculation buckets loans with similar characteristics, such as geographic area, origination cohort, and loan purpose. This enables normalization of issuers' portfolios with varying characteristics to allow for more accurate comparisons. Thank you for accessing this demonstration. Please follow up with your account executive or the Ginny May IOPP email address if you have further questions.